Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today we're going to be doing
Heading to Memphis.
We're heading to Memphis. We're going to go listen to some blues and maybe eat some barbecue. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
Rendezvous.
What else do you do in Memphis? Blues, barbecue.
Graceland.
Yeah, sure. This is Blue Note. This is their 9-year release. So we got a small batch. It is straight bourbon. It is unfiltered. Everything about it. That's kind of all we know. It is bottled in, crafted. That's the word they use.
Yeah.
Crafted in Memphis. It is distilled in Tennessee. So it's sourced. I don't know exactly where it's sourced. Obviously, everyone's going to think Dickel because apparently they source for a lot of people.
I'm going to say, I don't think it, I feel like it's...
But doesn't Pritchard's also source for other people?
I would imagine all of them do is to a certain extent.
The only one I know that doesn't is Jack Daniels. They don't give anybody their juice. I don't know. That's what we got. They started off in 2018.
Yeah, they're new to the scene.
Very new.
A couple different bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, not just the 9-year. The 9-year is kind of like their baseline model, which is really funny that, you know, a 9-year bourbon, you would think, wow, that's... Most people don't start there. So that's the first thing I'm thinking. And that's the funny part. It says crafted in Tennessee. It is not a Tennessee whiskey. This is a bourbon. So this is not going through the Lincoln County process for the charcoal filtering. It's actually unfiltered. Proof is not crazy high, but at 93, we're starting to get to, all right, that's good.
Our wheelhouse.
Yeah, I like 90s. 90s to like a little over 100's pretty solid too.
Sweet. Fruit, like a fruity sweet though.
A little light though. Like, I mean, I get a touch of ethanol. I'm not getting a crazy, it's not coming off real strong. 9 years, so it's going to pick up a nice color. I will say it's interesting. It is 2 separate mash bills. They don't tell you what the blend of those two are, but one is 84% corn, 8 rye, 8 malted barley, and then 70% corn, 22 rye, 8% malted barley. So I don't know which one's higher. I once I taste it, maybe I'll see it. I'll tell you if there's more of the 22 or more of the 8.
That's an interesting swing though in the mash bills though.
It's a big gap. Yeah, it's a pretty big gap.
More so on the rye than the corn, but
I'm not getting a strong rye off the nose. I'm getting way more of the candies, caramels, vanillas, those kind of things. That's much stronger off the nose here.
I'm not getting a heavy rye on that first pull.
There's a touch, but it's not strong. They probably lean a little heavier towards the 8, but I'll hold judgment at this point.
Again, I would love to know the reason why.
Why using 2 and blending them? Yeah, why wouldn't you just use...
You can have 2 different bottles.
Yes. Or why wouldn't you just say, hey, it's 76%. I mean, ultimately, it blends to some number. Why don't you just start there? Why would you blend the 2? Or is it always the same or does it fluctuate? That's the reason why they don't tell you the mash bill, the final mash bill, because they're looking for a flavor profile, and sometimes you need a little more of this one, sometimes you need a little less of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I would probably just do 2 different bottles.
You would think, like, here's my low rye and here's my high rye whiskey. Yeah. You would think that would be better off. The rye is not apparent. That double negative, do you like that?
I caught that.
It's a little there. I can catch it a little bit. I'm still like, I agree. It's probably more of the 84% corn. So maybe the rye blends down to in the mid-teens, something like that. I like that it's unfiltered. You can actually feel it, like the oil and the creaminess comes through pretty apparent on the palate as you're going through it. Doesn't get overly warm.
Not at all.
I was kind of, I mean, you know, now we're in the 93s. I was kind of thinking, oh, is there going to be like a strong ethanol nose? No, it's there, but it's not aggressive by any means. And then on the palate, no, it's not there at all. Like, I'm not picking up 93 proof at all. All right, I did a little chewing on it. Still not going to say it's an aggressive proof. I am getting a touch more of the rye spice coming through. Could be a little bit of the barrel too. Now that I think about it, 9 years in a barrel should have some impact, right? You would hope.
I'm picking up like a honey.
There's
vanilla,
a lot of sweet notes.
The previous pull, like letting it linger.
Yeah.
Apple,
Okay.
but it was way late.
Yeah. This is going to sound, I'm going to say it and it's going to sound stupid as I say it, but it's a little thin on the finish. Like it kind of finishes, it just kind of disappears. You would think at 93 proof, unchill filtered, 9-year bourbon, you'd think it would linger. That's kind of what you pay for, is that you want that thing to linger. I'm not getting a long linger here. It's a little just kind of, it just falls off. The nose is fine. The palate's actually really good. Really enjoyed the initial palate, everything that comes through in the very beginning of it. It's nice, it's sweet. There's a little bit of a spice from whatever rye is in there. It's a really nice palate, but the finish just kind of,
I think it's a really good easy drinker though. Definitely no cube, no water.
No, it doesn't need either of that.
Just 2-3 ounce pour in a rocks glass and just kind of sit back and enjoy it.
Well, all right. We really need to start pulling a little bit of a thing of water. I wonder if the water would open up some of the oils. It's got to have a good, it's not chill filtered. You know what I mean? It's got to have a good amount of, you're going to get that one drip in there, aren't you? You know, like there's got to be a decent amount of oil. Mm-hmm. There's like a lot of hints of sweet notes, but it's just kind of, again, the palate is so nice that it just,
I think, yeah, you might be right if you added a drop or two of water.
I think it might open it up a touch. Mm-hmm. Just release a little bit more of the full profile. We're going to add that. I think we got to add that going forward. I think we're going to have a little dripper here.
A little pipette?
Yeah, a little pipette, and just grab a little drop here and a little drop there, and add in, 5 mLs of water or something along those lines.
I've enjoyed this bottle. I've had
Yeah.
1 or 2 on my bar cart. I know my friends that have come over have enjoyed it.
It's nice.
I think I was telling you before we started recording the jukebox. I'm anxious to do this one on the show.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of picks of those around, store picks that are phenomenal.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
on to
in.
something because it's gaining some momentum here.
Yeah,
in
it's
our
showed
area.
up much more. I've seen this much more often. So it is growing, it's expanding. I think everything about this, it's on the right path. I just wish there was a little more to the
I'm just glad
finish
it's a
of it.
bourbon.
True. I'm really glad it's not a Tennessee
Yeah.
whiskey. Yeah, the filtering, I like the fact that it's not filtered, and I think that gives it much more potential. Now, the MSRP is $55. So it is a little higher priced, but a 9-year, 93 proof bourbon, it's about right.
And
It's in the right ballpark.
And they have a 17-year?
Yeah, I have no
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they have a 17-year. I'd be interested to see what that...
We know that one's sourced for sure.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they haven't been around long enough. They just started in 2018. Well, even the 9-year.
Yeah.
It's not like they've been around 9 years. It hasn't been 9 years. So, and I don't know if they have any plans to ever become distillers. I think it's always a sourcing thing, non-distilling producer, NDP.
I don't know.
I think that's what their goal is there, or their thing is there.
And then we're still trying to figure out the whole
Connection.
connection between that and Riverset.
Yeah. So there's a Riverset rye that's based out of Memphis as well.
Same bottle.
Exact same bottle. Like everything's very similar.
It's a maroon label instead of the blue and white.
Yeah. So there's probably a connection, but honestly, we didn't really dig far enough to figure out whether or not that's real or not. But
Well,
it really seems like it.
I have the Riverset single barrel.
Yeah.
So I was in Memphis a couple months ago for a lacrosse tournament. So I did pick up a bottle to bring home. So we will do that here on the show here shortly.
Yeah.
So
And maybe at that point
we'll do a little more digging. and
We'll do a
find
little
out
more
the-
digging.
Find the connection between those two.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're the same, but
Probably. I don't know. Overall, solid, very solid bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
The price about right. $55 for a 9-year, $93 bourbon. probably in the right ballpark, maybe a little bit high, but it's it's right there. I wish they would share a little more detail of the mash bill and all that kind of stuff outside of a proprietary blend of two different ones. Outside of that, I think it's solid. It's a very good bourbon.
Well, I mean, Memphis is trying to find their way.
Yeah, I think
also
so.
got Old Dominic's out there.
Yep, all the Holding Station ones.
Yep.
Very good bourbon. Happy, totally agree. Happy it's a bourbon. 9 year. Gotta love that, really. I mean, man, I wonder what the 17-year-old tastes like. Ooh, nice.
They're on to something.
Yeah, I think whoever their blender is has I like their profile. Mm-hmm. It's a good profile. Yep. They're on the right path. I like it.
Well, we appreciate you joining us for this episode, our first review of the Blue Note series. Again, we're going to track down some more of these to do for the show. But we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, we'd encourage you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a new episode. Let us know, have you ever had any of the Blue Notes? What are your thoughts? Let us know. Love to hear from you.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.